Why is it that when a camera stands in front of us, we seem to be panicking? When we stand in front of the camera, we seem to be very jittery. We don't compose of ourselves. We're tensed. We're anxious. You're shaking. You're fuming. You're sweating. You're very uncomfortable with yourself. You're not at peace with yourself at that time because there's a camera in front of us and it has a stand, a tripod stand. Why? It's still the same phone that we carry that has camera that we always carry 24/7 here. It's always by your side. You sleep by it 90% of the time with it. All of a sudden it becomes something that you're afraid of. So we need to check ourselves. All of a sudden we're lost for words. Our inner self begins to tremble, and it's a problem. It's not even about, it's about you. What has happened inside of us when, just imagine that this phone is somebody you're talking with, you're relating with somebody, you're having a good communication. Just see it as that. It's going to have a different outcome. I started off very poorly. I started off not even listening to myself. When I record myself, I listen to the moment I hear, even on my playlist, I just play the playlist I play randomly, and the moment I hear myself talk, the immediate alacrity I use in skipping it, moving it to the next song. I don't even want to. I feel in a way. You know what that means? It's a self-esteem problem. When I realized that I had problem listening to myself, but I was always listening to people. I watched people. I dreamed to be like people. I envisioned I want to be like, but listening to myself first, I want to be like this. I don't know that I have to try to gradually. I reinforced it. I had to work on myself. Just by that, I wasn't comfortable with the things I wrote. I wrote something I'm not comfortable. I keep it. I don't feel comfortable when I show it to somebody. I feel shy. Like something wrong with me, or I hope they accept it. I hope they give me approval. Is it interesting? It interests me. It interests me. I appreciate it, but does it resonate with my friend? Does it resonate with somebody else? Will somebody see it and call it something else that I wouldn't want to call it? You get? It's a lot of things. I had issues with my body. I had issues with the sound of my voice. I had issues with listening to my heart. I had issues with the thoughts of my mind, how to control myself. I had issues with doubt. I had issues with fear. I had issues with understanding myself. I had issues with, changing myself, the things I say to myself, realizing that those things, whether known or unknown, whether conscious or unconsciously, those things affect my life. They are the decisions I make, those thoughts in my head, those thoughts I think every time of myself as tender, as meager, as unconfidence, not to speak up, not to be and have the best things in life and the best things out of life. How it was easy for me to be on a negative, destructive imagination, but it was very difficult for me to have constructive thinking. The moment I start having constructive, creative thinking, I seem to have the negative, destructive thinking override it instantly. But it was easy for me to imagine vain things, vain glory, I started watching myself and seeing things that I really did not like, and paying attention to things that really did not matter to me, doing things I didn't like, going places I never wanted to go, working with people I never wanted to work with. I had to look into the mirror. I had to look into the depth of my soul. I had to look into the depth of my mind. I had to ask myself questions. Who am I? What am I? Why was I really born? What is my purpose? What do I carry inside of me? Where did I come from? Where am I going to? What is life about? What is my gift to share? How do I tap into the great source that lives inside me? How do I get in touch with the sweetness of the presence of God that lives inside of me? How? You see, I looked into the mirror. I reinforced the belief in myself. I used the words. I used my words. I used the sound of my words. I spoke to myself. I affirmed of myself, of the goodness that is in me, of the God that is in me, of the good that is in me, the beauty that is in me, the splendence that I am, the fluidity that I am, the tenderness, the meekness, the fierceness, that when the terror comes and flies by night or by day, I am always prepared. I ask myself questions. If I don't ask myself these questions, nobody will tell me to ask myself this question. I cannot get it from anybody. It has to come from me. I have to admonish myself when I find out what I am. How do I cope with it? How do I accept it? How do I receive it? When I look at it, it is very bigger than I am, bigger than me. I feel ashamed to accept. I feel ashamed to accept. I refuse to accept because I seem to be too big for it. Because it seemed to be too big for me. But I have to carry my cross. I have to pick up my cross and carry. I have to bear the rod. I have to bear all of it all. It is my strength to carry.